Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, here to highlight some great Steam game deals from our good friends over at Fanatical. They've got an absolutely awesome deal on one of the best games of the last decade. I don't think it's hyperbolic to say that. Under $3, and then they've got a lot of other great deals under $10 and $5 that we will highlight as well. But let's get right into it. By the way, if you do buy anything, I get an affiliate kickback, which is much appreciated as always. Starting things off, Dishonored 2 for $2.84 is just a tremendous deal that I would recommend everybody that doesn't own Dishonored 2 to take advantage of. Dishonored 2 is an outstanding game. You guys may have heard me talk about recently doing another playthrough of Dishonored 1. I gotta go back and play through Dishonored 2 again still, but my recollection of the game was that it was great. I know narratively the general consensus is that Dishonored 1 is the stronger game, but from a gameplay standpoint, man, Dishonored 2 was still phenomenal. And what I really appreciate about Dishonored more nowadays in, the mid-2020s is that the level design in Dishonored, while it's not the biggest levels in the world, it's not like this is a grandiose open world game or anything like that, the attention to detail is so well done in the sense that every little thing in the game feels like it matters, and it's there for a reason in terms of traversing that level or engaging with that level in a myriad of different ways. Obviously, the whole shtick with Dishonored is you kind of play the game how you want to. You can go the high chaos route or the low chaos route, the anarchy route or the more peaceful route. Generally speaking, the peaceful route to play the game is where the canon narrative lies, and that's how you should play the game. But man, with all of the powers that Dishonored gives at your disposal, sometimes it's fun to go a little bit crazy and a little bit wild with it. But Dishonored 2 is just a great game. You've got two playable main characters as well. Corvo, who is the main character in the first game, and then Emily as well. But yeah, south of $3 for Dishonored 2 is just an excellent deal. I would highly recommend you to pick up the Dishonored Definitive Edition as well, and then you can get Death of the Outsider on top of that. But if you just want to pick up Dishonored 2 for $2.84, nothing wrong with that, and hopefully in my life, Arcane Leon will go back to Dishonored at some point. Obviously, they are busy with the Marvel's Blade title. Not really a game that I'm super excited for, but given it's Arcane and given that it'll be, an action game, I'm sure it'll be pretty good. But yeah, $2.84 on Dishonored 2, great deal there. Then we do have Persona 4 Golden, 55% off for $8.99. Now, I know the thought process will be, hey, Persona 4 Revival is going to come out hopefully later this year, the full-on remake of Persona 4. Yes, it is, but it is going to be a $70 title, and I know a lot of people do like to have the original. God forbid, which I don't think they're going to do it, but could you imagine if Sega delists Persona 4 Golden after Persona 4 Revival came out? I mean, they recently delisted Yakuza 3, they delisted Sonic Generations. I don't think they're gonna delist Persona 4 Golden, but man, Sega be wild in sometimes, but I don't think they're gonna do that. They didn't delist Persona 3 Portable, but that game actually has relevant content that isn't in P3R, so who knows though. Sega be wild in sometimes, but Persona 4 is awesome. The Persona games are just great in general, so I think it's another really good pickup as far as that's concerned. But yeah, $8.99 on that, great deal there. And I know everybody's crapping on RGG these days, but Yakuza Like a Dragon is 64% off for $7.29. I absolutely loved Yakuza Like a Dragon. I thought it was a great game, and I actually think it's a pretty good starting point for the Yakuza series. If you don't want to play a action beat-em-up and you more so want a turn-based RPG, Yakuza Like a Dragon is a really, really good option to start off with as far as the Yakuza games are concerned. It's an excellent turn-based RPG. Ichiban, to me, as far as what I like and what I'm a sucker for from my main characters, Ichiban is my kind of character. I liked him more than Kiryu. If you like Kiryu, more power to you. I am a sucker for the zero to hero main character that's a comedic goofball as well at times, but also there's emotional moments in the game. I thought Ichiban gave all of that. Very akin to like a shonen main character. That's who I would associate Ichiban with. Like, I totally get like some Naruto vibes from Ichiban, even though Ichiban's a washed up 40-year-old, but nonetheless, Naruto's like 16 in Shippuden, but I digress. $7.29 for Yakuza Like a Dragon is a great deal. Great pickup, and it's just a great, great game. Highly recommend it. Vanquish, $5.49 on this, 73% off. This game is awesome. An over-the-top action title that is balls to the walls, all killer, no filler. This is not something you're going to get invested into from a narrative standpoint, but in terms of high-octane, fast-paced gameplay, Vanquish has that all day long. It is an excellent game, and if you're familiar with Platinum Games' action gameplay style, it's that gameplay style turned up to 11, which means it's pure insanity, and it's a lot of fun. $5.49. The game is super short. You can complete it in like 5 to 7 hours, but a worthwhile pickup. You know, at $60, I could totally see why people were disappointed by that, but at $5.49, again, a great pickup there. Definitely would recommend that. Next up, we have Valkyria Chronicles, 77% off for $4.59. Excellent deal for Valkyria Chronicles. Just a great game. A game that I did a playthrough of last summer and really enjoyed going back and playing it, although I will say, fairly challenging. Some of the later missions are brutal, albeit you can look up a guide and figure out what the best positioning is and things of that nature, but if you want to go into it blind, it can get pretty brutal. But $4.59 on that, great deal there. .hack GU last recode, 82% off for $8.99. Excellent deal for a game that's pretty relevant right now, as .hack 0 has been announced. Last thing I thought in my lifetime was I would get the revival of .hack. You know, that's what I always say. Whenever you think a game is never gonna happen, we heard about that with Final Fantasy VII Remake. We heard about that with so many games that, oh, they're never gonna do this game. This game is never gonna come to fruition. Never is a long time. You know, your lifetime is gonna be long. You know, God willing, it's gonna be a long time, and all of these things that you want will hopefully ultimately come to fruition, you know, as long as they don't shut down these great studios like Sony did with Bluepoint. But CyberConnect 2 will be doing a brand new .hack game, and you know, a lot of people want to go back, play the older games. GU is excellent, and absolutely shows its age. They're PS2 era JRPG, so keep your expectations in line, but the soundtracks are fantastic, the characters are likable. Haseo, the main character, has a great narrative arc and evolution throughout the 3 games, so very much like that. And I remember growing up just playing this game, Haseo was voiced by Yuri Lowenthal, who voiced Sasuke, and you just totally get the Sasuke edgelord vibes from Haseo, at least initially. But I think the character growth in the GU trilogy is really well done. So $8.99 on that. Scarlet Nexus is at $8.09, another underrated JRPG. Definitely has its issues, but I overall really liked it. I thought the action gameplay was very enjoyable. The soundtrack was pretty good. Character designs were great. Narrative definitely has some pacing issues and sometimes just gets a little bit out there, but for $8.09, I do think this is a pretty good pickup. Evil Within is $5.62. Think this is a great deal for a great third-person action survival horror. Unfortunately, dropping great games these days is not enough to save a studio, because even dropping Evil Within, even having a track record of games like Evil Within 2, Hi-Fi Rush, so on and so forth, Ghostwire Tokyo, which was really good, Microsoft still shut down Tango. So, yeah, unfortunate, but great game here, and if you're into survival horror, it's definitely a good pickup. And then lastly, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, $8.99 on this. Unfortunately, another game that was a commercial flop, but a really good game. I think coming off the heels of Avengers, people just had their opinion made on Square Enix Marvel titles, and Guardians of the Galaxy ended up being a really solid narrative-driven title, great gameplay, and really like the characters. I mean, I never watched the Guardians movies prior to playing Guardians of the Galaxy, and I really dug them as a group. The interactions were great, especially with Star-Lord and Rocket. Those are the 2 characters that really stood out to me, but the rest of the cast is quite good as well. But that is going to do it for me. Again, that deal on Dishonored is absolutely fantastic. $3, less than $3 on that, and a lot of other great deals. Steam keys on all of these titles, links to them in the description box below. If you pick any of them up, I get an affiliate kickback, which is much appreciated. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.